The crypto market has been very volatile over the last couple of weeks. We've seen Bitcoin's price drop down and bounce off of that $40,500 per coin support and then retest its $44,500 resistance, trying to break out of that falling wedge pattern. In addition to this, we've seen a lot of big announcements come out from Solana, Cardano, and some of our favorite layer 1 cryptocurrencies. In today's video, I want to talk about everything you need to know with what is going on in the market right now. So if you enjoy this sort of content, please be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and let's jump right in. So right now, overall crypto market is sitting at a $2.01 trillion market cap. We're sitting right above that key support of $2 trillion, and Bitcoin's price has seen a bit of a correction take place recently. Right now, Bitcoin's price is sitting around $42,000 per coin. It has been trading between $42,000 and $44,000 per coin over the last 24 to 48 hours. So when we look at the charts in terms of technicals, before we get into Cardano, Solana, and a couple of the other layer 1 cryptos, let's talk about a couple of important things going on with Bitcoin and its technical indicators. So what we see is this falling wedge pattern. Historically, this is a bullish pattern for technical analysis. And what we're seeing is that Bitcoin's price dropped down, hit that $40,500 per coin support. Then it tried to break out, try to retest that $44,500 per coin resistance on that falling wedge pattern, only to be rejected. So now many people would say, well, is Bitcoin's price going to drop down to this lower level, this lower support? And honestly, it's not going to happen, because what we're seeing is that we also have this very strong support at 40,500. So the key thing right now is that we are seeing a little bit of a correction take place. Bitcoin's price retraced just a bit. The key thing is going to be that we stay above this $40,500 per coin support. Just like we had the last couple of weeks, this is a very important level. We have seen that historically this has acted as a very strong support. You can see we've talked about this in multiple videos, that we've hit this support multiple times over the last 12 to 18 months. So with institutional investors buying more, I think anytime we get close to that level, we always see a massive spike in volume and a lot more people buying. In addition to this, the other thing we're seeing in terms of technical indicators is with the 50-day and the 200-day moving average. What we're seeing right now is that a death cross recently took place. And historically, people get worried, but this is a lagging indicator, meaning that it indicates what has already happened in the market. And we've already seen that Bitcoin's price has gone from $69,000 per coin all the way down to $40,000. So this is pretty obvious that we have seen this death cross take place, because the price of Bitcoin has been trending down over the last 2 to 3 months. So this is not a surprise, but does this mean Bitcoin's price is going to continue to drop? Well, historically, if we look at the charts, it does not mean that, because last time we saw a death cross take place was in June of 2021, and this was right before we started to see the rally happen in the overall crypto market. So this is a lagging indicator, and just because we saw it happen, it doesn't indicate future results. It indicates past results. So it indicates that, yes, over the last couple of weeks, we have seen the price fall. And actually, we're seeing a lot of buying pressure continuing at this, like I said, $40,500 support. So that shows us that even though we have seen this historic bearish signal, that people are still very bullish on the overall market. Next thing I want to talk about is Mark Cuban, because Mark Cuban recently came out and said that 80% of his new investments are in crypto. He says he used to invest a lot more in traditional businesses, but right now 80% of his investments that are non-Shark Tank products are in and around cryptocurrencies. He's like, right now it's 1995 for crypto. He says basically it's hard to understand all of the aspects, all of the utility of crypto right now. But 10 years from now, the applications in terms of decentralized finance, NFTs, and creating an entire new economy is going to be massive. So right now with the crypto market only at $2 trillion, he says there is so much upside, and that is why 80% of his investments are going into crypto. And he's not the only one. We've talked about a number of major CEOs of traditional banks that have said the same exact thing, how crypto and Bitcoin are only going to keep growing as they're getting so many requests from institutional investors to pour more and more money into it. We've seen a billionaire investor recently say that 50% of his net worth is now in Bitcoin. And this is a trend that we're continuing to see happen. Now let's talk about what's going on with Solana and Cardano and a couple of other layer one cryptos. So Solana was recently talked about in a report by Visa. Visa came out, and in their report, they talked about how Solana could become the Visa of the digital asset world. So this is a pretty big deal because the Solana blockchain, according to Bank of America, Bank of America said that Visa could become that Solana could become the Visa of the digital asset ecosystem as it focuses on scalability, low transaction fees, and ease of use. They go on to explain how Solana prioritizes scalability, but is a little less decentralized than other blockchains out there, but it focuses on being, extremely fast. It focuses on low transaction fees. So those are the benefits of that. They go on to talk about a couple of benefits of Ethereum, which even though it has higher transaction fees, it is more decentralized. So they just weigh the upsides and the downsides of each of these projects, but ultimately they say that for mass adoption, for consumer use, Solana is a lot better because the fees are significantly lower. It's able to process more transactions per second, so it means it's faster. And Ethereum, while it's great maybe for larger institutional aspects, it's going to be hard for it to succeed unless we see layer 2 solutions like Polygon really grow, because no one's going to pay a $110 fee every time they want to send $1 of Ethereum. It doesn't make any sense. So with Solana, fees are a lot lower, and they said because of this, they expect to see Solana continue to grow rapidly into 2022. Next thing is going to be with Charles Hoskinson and Cardano. So Charles Hoskinson recently came out and said that Cardano is making a lot of big moves in 2022. Some things that he says it's doing to catch up to Solana and match Solana, Ethereum, and other layer 1 ecosystems in terms of scaling. He says this year what they're doing is that they're expecting that everything that they've outlined previously is going to get done. So, for example, the Hydra layer 2 scalability solution should be completed in 2022. He talks about another aspect, Mithril, that should be done as well. And both of these things are going to help with scalability of Cardano. And Mithril is a protocol that aims to help users join the network with less technical overhead. So both of these just make Cardano easier, faster, more secure, and make it more practical for larger use cases for developers to build upon. And this is going to be huge moving forward. Previously, we've seen a lot of things from Cardano and how they've talked about that Cardano right now is not trying to just build up all the hype, just try and see its price rally right now. They're building for the next 10 years. So taking a little bit of a slower approach where it's more secure, more stable, but is able to still process more transactions per second than any other project. So it's a process. It's not like it's going to happen this year or next year. He says you have to keep an eye out on Cardano as if it's like a 10-year play. So keep an eye out on that over the next couple of months and see how that continues to develop, especially as we see Hydra. That's going to be a very big deal for Cardano. Last thing is going to be with payments giant Block. So formerly known as Square, Jack Dorsey's company, they renamed themselves to Block, and they announced that they're going to be building an open source Bitcoin mining system. This is a big deal because what we're seeing is that Jack Dorsey and Block want to make Bitcoin mining easier for everyone to do. They want to make it more distributed, efficient, and make it so it requires less energy, because right now the problem with Bitcoin mining is that it uses up so much electricity, so much energy, that it is not great for the environment. So they're trying to tackle some of these issues by building their own Bitcoin mining, building their own open source Bitcoin mining system. And this has been something that's been in the works for a while. They recently said how they were considering this earlier in 2021. So now they have confirmed that they are going to be going ahead with this, building their own system. They're hiring a number of engineers and developers, and this is going to be very exciting for Bitcoin mining and for crypto in general. So anyways, that's what's going on with the market. Let me know your thoughts. Hope you enjoyed today's video, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. See ya.